We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Putala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today is Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about this little game that I devised called the Land Academy Word Association Test.
Can I ask what the outcome is supposed to be of this?
Well, okay. I mean, since you brought it up, you should take this question real quick, and then I'll get all into it. But here's a little prelude.
Okay.
If I say customer and you say no, if I say, not you necessarily, Jill, because you won't, but if I say, I don't know, 10 or 15 of these words like customer, $50,000 a month, ranch land. Nope.
Is this supposed to help you decide if you're a land person or not? Ah.
Yeah.
Change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ferrari.
Nope.
Calendar.
Yeah.
You know? Exactly.
Got it.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Tony wrote, I have a signed agreement from an individual who bought a property on a sheriff's tax resale deed in Texas. What issues could I come across if I buy this?
All right, this is a very common thing. Full disclosure, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of transactions like this with almost no incident at all. But you need to go, like everything, you just need to know the facts. So what happens is people stop paying their taxes or they die, or both. This is property taxes now. This is not income tax. These are property taxes, and they're associated with the land, not the person. Income taxes are associated with a person. Debt on property is associated with a person in the form of a personal guarantee. So this gets very misunderstood. If Jill has a piece of property, she's owned it for 10 years. She stopped paying taxes a lot of years ago. I purchased it from her. And she says, great, here's the deed. Congratulations. Thanks for the check. Good luck. And I inherit the taxes that are associated with that property, stay with the property. So now she's done. And she wipes her hands of the whole thing. Now it's my job to make good on the property taxes as a new owner. So what happened here is somebody stopped paying the taxes altogether. There was no purchase or sale. It went all the way back to the taxing authority, according to state statutes, sometimes local statutes, but mostly state. And the sheriff in Texas literally stood on the court steps. Maybe the sheriff themselves did it, or maybe they hired a company. Sometimes lawyers do it in Texas, and they sold the property. Well, Tony here is buying it from somebody who bought it at that sale. And he's wondering what the problem is. So here's the issue. It all comes down to chain of title. In the eyes of the chain of title, this property has a break in the chain of title, meaning that it didn't convey over its life with the title insurance policy to title insurance policy to title insurance policy.
Because they had to take it back, like forcefully take it back.
Yeah, got foreclosed on is what happened. For property taxes, tax liens. So now he's buying the property. And he wants to, as much as he can, Tony here wants to, as much as he can,
protect himself.
Market the property with marketable title. That's the whole key here. And so there's all kinds of debates about whether this is valid or not. But like everything, there's an app for that. So there's a company in California called Tax Title and Deed.
TaxTitleService.com. I think our services.
And they will... it's not cheap and not fast, but they will rectify this and issue a title insurance policy so you can list it just like you would list your primary residence.
You know what's funny about this? I recently I have a deal right now in escrow where there's a broker involved, and it came up and they're like, we can't get title insurance. So here's what the escrow company is doing. And they're like, they're going to give all the information that they can, and then the buyer can decide if he wants to move forward. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? So I literally had to educate everyone and go, what are you guys all worried about? These guys can do it. Will you guys tell, I told Art, because there's a broker on both ends. I said, our broker needs to tell that guy their broker, problem solved. Just do it after the fact. Here's who you call. Let's move on, get this done. And they're like, oh.
So you did their job.
I did their job.
Like always.
Like always.
Today is Jack Thursday, and we're going to play the Land Academy Word Association game/test. This is why you're listening. I'm going to say a word, and you're going to, in your head, say yes or no.
Okay. Well, do you want me to say it out loud or no?
Yeah, no.
In my head, say yes or no, and I'm just going to sit
This is
here.
a radio show, so just be as silent as you can, okay?
All right. In your head. All right. You're going to ask me a word, and I'm going to take the first. I'm going to say yes or no based on the first thing that comes into my head.
Well, just
Okay.
Spinach? No.
Okay. Got it.
All
right. Ready.
Ranch land?
Yes.
Absolutely. Farming?
Yes.
Freedom?
Yes.
Ferraris?
No.
Data?
Yes.
Title insurance?
Yes.
Escrow?
Yes.
Real estate agents?
No. Well, yes.
Necessary?
Yes.
Subdivisions?
Yes.
Minor splits?
Yes.
Tax lien?
Yes.
So congratulations, you passed.
Oh, what do I win?
If you said on the other end of this, as a listener or a
stay
watcher,
sitting in this seat.
and you're like, no, I don't ever want to deal with the tax lien in my entire life.
Oh, it's fine.
I'll give you an example. We just had
No
a bunch
big
of people over that stayed with us from California, a bunch of our friends. And so, like any group of people, they're not all exactly the same. And so one day, they have different preferences and choices, thank God.
Oh, okay. And they drink different drinks.
There's one point where they're spilling drinks on each other on accident. But
There is that. Yeah.
But so at the end of the stay, we all had a blast. At the end of the stay, there's a guy that we've been doing deals with for a while. We've been involved with him. And so I wanted to take him, drive a couple hours out, show him some basically trailer parks, and why I think we could add some value and make some money. And she really wanted to come.
Me?
No, not you. No, you needed to come.
Oh.
But another person in our group really wanted to come.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to sit her down and say, we're going to look at maybe some of the worst trailer parks there ever was.
Right.
And so she ultimately decided not to come. And so if I did this test with her and started saying tax liens, escrow, calendars, organization, nope, no freaking way. That's how that would have gone.
I understand.
So that's what this test is designed for. I love all that stuff. I love being organized. I love getting up early and pounding stuff out. I love being Jill's partner. I love doing mailers and data. And I love making hordes of money. I got in this debate because it's a holiday season. I'm talking to all my friends about all this stuff. And there's cocktails right now at this time of year.
Really?
Yeah. And we were talking about the stock market, and this guy he's at least 20 years older than me. And he's just been on my case about investing in the stock market for as long as I can remember. I've known him for more than 25 years. So I finally said this: when I go to buy a piece of land, and I gave him a real recent example of a property that we purchased for, I think, $40,000. We actually did a few simple improvements to it and made it 1 APN into 5 APNs and put it back on the market for about $380,000 total. I know what's going to happen. I know I have, with all the soft costs and everything, about 50 grand into this. I know I'm going to sell it for north of 300. I just know what's going to happen. I don't care what goes on in the stock market. I can't say that.
And yeah, I understand.
The huge appeal to the stock, and he doesn't want to hear that,
Right.
especially guys that are older like that. And I include myself in that. The older you get, for whatever reason, your mind starts to close. You have a very open mind when you're young, as you should.
You know what's funny about that? This comes very easily to women. Do you know why?
Why?
Because we naturally do not like risk.
I can't stand risk.
I know. Well, I'm just
risk?
saying,
No.
risk.
I know
So,
risk.
like,
Risk
so
is a word on the test.
I think of stock market, and that's risk. You are really, it is kind of legalized gambling. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So we women make different decisions. I argue we're better in a lot of these decisions. Hence the book I'm reading right now. Going into a deep dive about it, we just avoid that stuff. So, the stuff that we do, we are off topic. The word association.
I don't think we are at all.
Okay.
I think this is totally on topic.
Okay.
The word association game is supposed to separate. It's supposed to be an indicator, not the only indicator, but an indicator about whether you are innately interested in buying, selling land.
We were going to do this one time, but we didn't. But in the beginning of our ebook, we talked about having I talked about having a 20 questions there. And then you could take a little quiz and then find out if you've got what it takes to do this. And that's one of them. You've got, and one of the things that you've got to have what it takes, I think, and it's kind of to do a lot of things, but I love challenges. And I think it separates the men from the boys or the women from the girls. When things come up and I go, all right, I know how to get around this. I know it's going to take an extra week. I know I have to do this, this, and this. Like the stuff that we're doing right now. We're doing some things with the county in these splits that are taking normally 4 months. Now it's taken 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't have the stomach for it.
Right.
And sometimes they don't have the money for it. We know we paid cash for it. We know what's going to happen. We planned for this. I don't care how long it takes. It's going to be fine.
Yep.
So, anyway, it's things like that I love those challenges. And I know that makes us great at what we do. And I know that keeps a lot of people out of this.
It always changes too. So I say that, when you get older, your mind starts to close. That's only about certain stuff. My mind gets constantly getting, and I welcome this.
Me too.
Reopened and relearning things about buying, selling land and data and tech tools. That should be one thing. If you're not into computers,
it's true.
I don't care how hard you try. We've had people, I remember at the live event, this is a big topic. This is years and years and years ago, right when we started. There were some people that just were not and never had any hope of being sitting in front of a keyboard and naturally working for 8 hours a day for a lot of reasons. One of them's tech challenged. One of them's just not. That's just not what they're going to do. They've never done that their entire life. So that I will put this whole test together, and I'll maybe make it 50 yes or no's.
Well, it is a lot of it too. It's change. You have to embrace change and be ready for it because what's going to, even right now, what the county wants and how they're going to let you do this and zoning, things change and you have to technology changes, rules change, laws change. Dream it up.
I've done this. I do this in many counties. We go in and buy properties that are conducive to, for whatever reason, to minor splits, or you can do some stuff that's on paper, usually not on site at all, just with paper and you can create some pretty serious value there. Well, the first thing I ask them is, the first thing I ever ask any county long before I send mail out is, is it possible to do a minor split? And see how they respond. Not just to one person, but several. If they say something like, oh yeah, we do this all the time, especially down in this one section. There's a special section on our website. It's so popular. And all you got to do is this, this, and this. And by the way, this is the survey company we love to work with. That is an open-armed welcome to me to come in, work with everybody, laugh. Jill sends them streets, get to know everyone, start doing minor splits, making some money. And so they're business happy about that. That's not been the experience with many, many counties. They can't stand it. The people that work there have some agenda about who knows what it is. It might be
work.
Well, it might be work. It might be preserving the environment. And in their eyes, splitting property is a bad thing and not a good thing. Or anti-establishment. There could be all kinds of stuff this day and age where the board of supervisors at that county, the people that work there don't necessarily reflect the long-term vision of the board of supervisors or the people that got elected to run the place.
Makes me think of the Yellowstone speech that he gave the other night that John Dutton gave. There are people like that. Those of you who watch Yellowstone know what I'm talking about.
What's the speech?
The speech
you have
is...
to share it with us, please.
The speech is, he gets up and says, because he's going to run for an office. I don't want to blow it for people who haven't watched this week's episode. But the speech he says was, look, if you're all about progress, don't vote for me. It was kind of funny. So I want to do some more of the word association before we wrap this up. Do you have anything else you want to?
No, that was it. Sure.
Let me think about a word association. I'm going to give a couple for you and let you say, agree, don't agree, like, don't like, yes, no, however you want to answer. Let's just see. Mexican food.
Nope.
Mexico.
Yes. I love Mexico. I do.
Spinach.
Yep.
Italian food.
Yep.
Calendars.
Yes.
Spreadsheets.
Yes.
Shopping.
Nope.
Holidays.
Nope.
Children.
I choose life.
We'll end it on that. You had to think about that.
I love children who are just about to no longer be minors.
Oh.
I love that window right there, 17 and a half to 24.
Well, then they're not minors at 18.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
They're just about not to be minors.
Okay. That's hilarious. Need to send out a few thousand offers to property owners like us? Check out offers and the number 2owners.com. So that's offers2owners.com. No setup fees, free mail merge, exceptional service, and now including just released for everyone, concierge data and pricing. It's awesome. Give Offers to Owners a call today. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow is Jill Friday, and she's going to talk about quitting like Prince Harry. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
So I made this comment. I was just like, do you know what's going on with in the press? I don't know why. I was just like reading on my phone, like, what the heck? You see this? I think that's what happened. I'm on my phone and I go, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And I have this look on my face and you're like, what? I'm like, listen to this one. And I tell you, and you're like, that's a show. So that's exactly how this happened. And I will explain it tomorrow. And thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable and we really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, like we say it a lot, we're almost going to hit 10,000.
Did we hit it already?
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Well, nobody told me. Well, now I want...
Actually, you know what? I was going to make a big, huge deal out of it right after this with our whole staff because they really worked hard at that.
Yeah, I didn't know we hit it. Well, anyway, we still want you to check out our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and now we're going for 20,000.
We're Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.